Hey guys and gals, it's Blue Life here, and welcome to my DVD update for July the 9th. Now, my updates this month are going to be a bit differently. Instead of doing one at the end of the month, I'm doing two. And, I may do a field trip next week, but since I'm probably only going to be getting one item, I might not. I'm just going to see how that works. So, possibly look forward to that. But pretty much the reason I'm doing this in two different updates is because of July 4th, I went to visit my mother. She only lives an hour away, but I really just raided my old room and found a few DVDs I had left there. So before I get into those, I also got a VHS tape from home. And it is E.T. the Extraterrestrial, and this is the very tape that I used to watch, all the time. I loved this movie as a kid, and of course it's directed by Steven Spielberg. And honestly, I think this is, my mom bought this as like a rental. I'm really not sure because it does come with the clear case. And it looks like the cover has been cut to fit in here, and of course you got the VHS sticker and family sticker there, another VHS sticker on the spine. So I don't know. I think it may have been a rental, but it still plays fine. This is the only format I've seen this movie on. Never had the DVD, and I'm really hoping it comes out on Blu-ray sometime soon. So, before I get into the DVDs, I need to tell you three things about myself. When I was a teenager, I would buy DVDs here and there. The thing was, though, I didn't take very good care of them. I would leave them out, and they would get scratched pretty easily. The second thing is, I only bought full screen. I hated widescreen. I always made the argument, it was like, I wanted to fill up the whole screen. And I just didn't get widescreen at all. And the third thing you need to know about me is I used to be a moron. I really did. So going into the DVDs here, first up is Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Of course, as you can see, it is the full screen version. The first disc to this, as I was saying, is completely scratched up. I really don't think it plays too well. But the second disc is in pretty good shape, so I may check some of the special features out on that. But as far as the prequels go, I'm not a huge fan of them. I thought Phantom Menace was mostly boring. The actual core of the story I liked. But this one, they amped up the action a bit. I think the writing was just a little bit better in this. I still think Attack of the Clones is a terrible title, though. Next up is Final Destination. Now, I'm honestly not a big fan of horror. I'm not really sure why. It's just, I really don't buy, horror films. But I bought this one as a teenager, and it stars Devon Sawa, who he was in this, and I think he was in Idle Hands as well. And I had forgotten that this actually has Ali Larter in it, who she went on to be in Heroes, and Kerr Smith, and believe it also has Sean William Scott as a supporting character in it too. I could be completely wrong though. He's not really listed on the back. But this is actually a pretty nice DVD. I mean, you get the widescreen version of the film, 5.1 Dolby Surround sound, and then you get 3 different commentary tracks. You get one with filmmaker by James Wong, Glenn Morgan, James Colbentz, and Jeffrey Reddick. Then you get the actor commentary by Devon Sawa, Kerr Smith, Kristen Cloak, and Chad E. Donella. Then you have a commentary with composer Shirley Walker on a 5.1 isolated score. You get deleted scenes and an alternate ending, 2 original documentaries, which are test screenings and premonitions, and a theatrical trailer. So this is a pretty nice DVD. I know that the Blu-ray's out now, and from what I remember of the film, I think really the last time I saw this was anywhere from like 8 to 10 years ago. I think this came out in 2000, yeah. So, but I may pick up the Blu-ray. I seem to remember this being a decent film. But it's a flipper case, but it's kind of nice. It has a kind of an interesting sheen to it that shines, and it just shows some pictures from the film. So that's pretty neat. Next up is one that I believe I got this. I think it was like a Walmart exclusive, where they threw in like an extra DVD if you purchase one film, and it's the story of Star Wars, and pretty much what this is bullshit. I mean, all it is they have the story of Anakin Skywalker and the story of Luke Skywalker, and it's just C-3PO pretty much giving a summary of what happens in all 6 films while they're playing video scenes from the films, and that's all it is. There are no special features or anything else. But I mean, still, I guess it's kind of a neat little bonus thing to have. Next up is another one that I think I got with another movie. I'm not sure. I may have bought this on its own, but it's Shrek 3D, and it says it's all new adventure, and I was thinking it was like feature length when I bought it, but it's only 16 minutes. But there it is right there, and it comes with 4 3D glasses. I've lost 2 somewhere along the line, but the 3D in it is actually kind of neat. The dialogue in it is definitely not up to the par of the first film, but it's a decent diversion. I should show the disc for the story of Star Wars too. It's right there. Next one up is, I believe this was a Best Buy exclusive. This actually came with an addition to the film, but it's Anchorman Wake Up Ron Burgundy. And it says the adventure continues. Includes an all-new Ron Burgundy story, plus over 1 hour of outrageous bonus content. And they say this is an all-new Ron Burgundy story. It actually, it kind of is, but what they did to make this was they took, alternate shots and deleted scenes from the original Anchorman and put them together, edited them together, with some guiding narration to kind of put a new film together. But you got over 30 minutes of hilarious deleted scenes and outtakes, side-splitting cast auditions and rehearsals, Ron Burgundy's award speech, and Ron Burgundy's MTV Movie Award interviews with Jim Caviezel and Burt Reynolds. And this is another one of those cases, those damn tabs that have no purpose at all. See? Click shut without them. Don't need them. But here's the DVD there. And this one is actually in good condition. So I may stick this one in, check it out. But it also comes with this booklet called the Many Months of Burgundy. And I was actually just at Best Buy today and saw that they had the Anchorman Bluray. And I think it was a Best Buy exclusive, I'm not really sure, but it actually comes with this very booklet. So they're kind of reusing it. But it's kind of like a day planner for Ron Burgundy, and just has a bunch of different like appointments of his written in it, things like that. Some of the stuff's written in crayon, and it's, I don't know, it's just kind of funny reading it. Next up is the New Line Platinum series of 7. This one actually belonged to my brother, so it's in very good condition. And the thing was, this one and the next one he actually left at my mother's house, and never took them back. I mean, they've been there for probably at least 2 years. But this is a really neat edition of it. Has a neat little slipcover there, and it comes out and it looks like a composition book here. And it says disc 1, the movie, disc 2, supplemental features. And as you open it up, it gives you what's on disc 1 here, gives you a bit of summary of the movie, and then all the special features that are on disc 2. And it just get this, unfolds like that. So a really cool addition to an awesome movie. Of course, this stars Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, and Kevin Spacey. Just a really cool movie. Some of the special features you get on this, you get 4 feature-length audio commentaries with the director David Fincher, Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, and other collaborators on the film. Deleted scenes, alternate endings, and a few other featurettes. So, really nice DVD set there. Next up is Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, and this is one that I actually really enjoy. I've never been huge into the Final Fantasy video games. I mean, I played a few here and there. Really, the one I played the furthest through was Final Fantasy VII, so I kind of like some of the characters in it. And I would say this definitely is a better crafted film than the other Final Fantasy movie. I think it's called The Spirits Within. But of course, this is a 2-disc set, and let me just open it up here for you. Got disc 1 there and disc 2. But the animation in this is really nice. The voice acting is great in this. Just a really cool film. Now we're getting into the ones that I actually paid for. First up is it's a Sherlock Holmes triple feature DVD set. This is one I picked up at Big Lots for $5. It has The Hound of the Baskervilles, The Private Life of Sherlock Holmes, and Without a Clue. Now, The Hound of the Baskervilles stars Peter Cushing, André Morel, and Christopher Lee, and it's a Hammer horror production, and it is actually a really, really good film. It was made in 1959, and I definitely recommend checking this out. It's a great film. Private Life of Sherlock Holmes, it was actually directed by Billy Wilder, and I haven't watched it yet. Just really haven't had time. Without a Clue, this stars Michael Caine and Ben Kingsley, and what Without a Clue is a Sherlock Holmes comedy. Ben Kingsley stars as Dr. James Watson, who is in reality the mastermind of Sherlock Holmes. I mean, he's the actual detective, and he writes the Sherlock Holmes story and came up with the character of Sherlock Holmes. And through kind of dumb events, I think it's in the movie that he called in a tip, or sent in a tip to solve a crime, and didn't want to give his identity, so he just said Sherlock Holmes. And so Scotland Yard needed his help more and more, and he had to hire an actor to actually play Sherlock Holmes, and that actor is Michael Caine. Well, the character that he plays in this. The thing is that the actor that he hired is a gambler, a womanizer, and a drunkard. So obviously it leads to some funny moments. And honestly, I don't think the script is really that good in this. Really, the only thing that's holding this movie together is the chemistry between Ben Kingsley and Michael Caine. So, I mean, I would mildly recommend picking this up for just the chemistry of the two. But other than that, it's just kind of it's not a great film. But that was made in 1988. Show you inside here. There's a Private Life of Sherlock Holmes, and then The Hound of the Baskervilles, and Without a Clue come on this flipper disc. So I hate those. Next up, see, all these I used credit on Amazon to get. First up is Red Dwarf Series 1. and 2. You guys know I love British shows, and I've tried to get other people into this show, and I guess I just like the humor in this. A lot of people don't get it, but I think this show is hilarious. Basically, the plot of this is that you've got Lister and Rimmer, and they are repairmen on this mining ship called Red Dwarf, and well, Lister actually brings a cat on board, which is against the rules, and the captain gives him a choice of saying, well, you can tell me where the cat is, or you can spend, some time in cryogenic suspension as punishment. So he chooses the cryogenic suspension, and he didn't think he was going to be in there that long. Unfortunately, when he comes out, when the computer releases him from the suspension, he's been in there for 3 million years. And everyone on board the ship is dead, except for him. There was some sort of like radiation leak. And so yeah, he's the only one left on board. And the computer actually is able to bring dead people back as holograms. And he brings Rimmer back. And these two guys are complete opposites. Lister is kind of a lazy, slob, and just kind of goes with the flow of everything. And Rimmer has a stick up his ass pretty much the entire time. And there's also another character in it called Cat. And what happened was that the Lister had brought in multiple cats aboard, and so they survived the radiation link and evolved into kind of human cats, and so he's pretty much he looks like a human, just has kind of fangs, and has a very good sense of style, but it's a very, very funny show. I would definitely recommend checking this show out. When I first saw this, I didn't really like it because it was billed as kind of a science fiction comedy, and I thought there would be more science fiction elements in it, and I was kind of take that it wasn't really taking itself seriously. But then as I continued to watch, I was like, well, that's the whole point of it. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and once I kind of gave into that, this show just became much better for me. And although I should say in some of the in some later seasons they do tackle some pretty meaty sci-fi concepts here and there. But the show is very funny. I definitely recommend picking this up, and you get some nice special features on this as well. So yeah. Now next up are 2 Blu-rays I picked up. First up, one of my guilty pleasures as far as movies go is the swashbuckling action genre type. Kind of like movies like The Mummy, and just along those lines. And this one was rated extremely high on Blu-ray.com, and I remember actually seeing this way back in 1998 when it came out in theaters. It stars Antonio Banderas and Anthony Hopkins. It's The Mask of Zorro, and I watched this movie again, and it was so much fun. It's a really, really great film. It's got a great amount of humor in it. Great writing in it, very charming. Great action scenes in it, and just a great plot overall. Also, the picture quality on this is outstanding. And one thing that really surprised me about this was one of the executive producers is actually Steven Spielberg. So I thought that was really cool. But as far as the Blu-ray goes, special features you get the Blu-ray exclusive movie IQ, you get director's commentary, documentary Unmasking Zorro, deleted scenes, and behind the scenes sneak peek at the Legend of Zorro, music video by Mark Anthony and Tina Arena, and an exclusive scene from the Legend of Zorro. So this is just a great film. I'm so happy I got it. I'm gonna have to pick up the Legend of Zorro next. There's inside, and of course you get, as with most Sony releases, you get the picture back there. So I definitely recommend picking this up. I think it's on Amazon right now for maybe around $10. But this is a very fun film. I mean, this is seriously one of my highest recommendations. I absolutely adore this film. And then finally, it's my last Blu-ray. It's the extended Blu-ray collector's edition of Avatar. I have been wanting to get this ever since it came out. And you know, it was $19.99 on Amazon a few weeks back, and I got it with the remainder of my credit on there. But this, of course, has all new 3-hour collector's extended cut, which I really like. It has an alternate opening that's set on Earth, which I think adds a lot to the film. And you know, most of the other stuff in the extended cut just adds, you know, some nice character beats to it. And you know, it's pretty obvious why they got cut. But I really enjoy the extended cut much more. But just a really cool set. You kind of get this. It comes in this slip cover, and then you get another slip cover, and it's kind of like a Blu-ray book, and really some nice art on it. And you know, watching the extended cut just made me appreciate this film even more. It's a really good film. I'm still not really sold on how the Blu-rays are stored in this, but they seem to be you know, staying in there fine and not getting scratched or anything. So hopefully it'll be fine. But yeah, I'm really glad I got this. But yeah, guys, that is it for my DVD update for July 9th. Tune in towards the end of the month for another update. Till next time, guys.